Hey guys, Jonah here, back once again with a beer review, and I'm back upstairs, and it's still the 1st of January, so I thought I'd have a special beer, and yeah, I thought I'd go for this one, Celebrator. It's by Ayinger Brewery, and it's a quite a weird beer. Look, if you look up there, it says it's a DoppleBock. And there are the two bucks fighting up there. But then, if you read there, it says Dunkel Starkbier. And yeah, I was a bit confused by that. But Dunkel basically it's a dark beer, and a Doppelbock, or basically a Bock, it's a stronger beer. So a double Bock is quite a strong one, but it's not that strong. I was looking at the ABV, and it's only, if it will focus, 6.5. Says it right there. And as usual, we're not focusing on there. There we go. Celebrator. Yeah, 6.5 beer. Avoid the pregnant ladies, especially in January. You will get yourself right into trouble with all that kind of jazz. But yeah, I thought that was a cool beer to have. It's even got a little thing on the top there, Celebrator, or Celebrator, something like that. Don't know. Right, boom. Apparently, this beer comes from a recipe from the monks. Doesn't it all? And I'm going to pour in there. I had a bit of smoke coming out, but I really like German dark beers. It's a thing I've got, and I've had it since I went to Germany years and years ago with my good mucker, Jim. So if you're watching this, my boy, cheers and beers. Happy New Year to you. I know you don't drink so much, but hey, Celebrator. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that head. Good 2 fingers head, and it's a tan. It's a cream kind of head. And the beer itself, it looks pretty black for you guys, but I can tell you that is very, very dark, but not pure jet black. I like a lot of the German style beers. Everything in their dark beers is about the balance of the malts. It's something, I don't know why, but it's something the Brits, I mean, porters, maybe stouts, yeah, stouts is definitely a nice style, but the way they make sweetness into dark beers is something that's really, really difficult to do, and nobody else seems to take the time to do it correctly. So sweet, you've got the raisin there, maybe a touch of kind of sweet dark coffee, um, fruit cake or fruit bread. It's that kind of thing. It's like a Christmas cake beer. What a perfect example to have this. Still in the holiday season through this 12 days of Christmas. I think I'm going to really enjoy this beer. Anyway, I've said it before. Happy New Year and celebrations. Oh, it's really interesting because the way they do the darker kind of beers, the darker beer styles, the malt's nice, but then they add a lot of bitterness. But it's just to balance the kind of sweetness, and it definitely makes your mouth water. This is not a super hoppy beer, but it has enough hops to kind of, yeah, clean the palate, to give you that bitter hit that's needed sometimes in darker beer styles. It's a really nice balanced beer. Um, we've got that dark malty thing, almost like gravy. It's not a thick beer, that's not what I'm saying, but it's dark, it's unctuous. and that bitterness, it almost like gives it a kind of fruity kind of thing in the way of red fruit. Um, this isn't a fruit beer, don't get me wrong, but it kind of gives you that fruity thing. Oh my God, it's amazing. And we used to have styles like this in the UK, and we don't anymore. Um, oh, it's amazing. Cheers. Oh, and it's a sipping beer. That's the other thing, because it's stronger, 6.7. And I know some of you are going to say, "Oh, that's not that strong." I've had stronger beers. You probably have, um, but you're not going to knock it back, um, in a few hits. This is definitely a sipping beer. This is one. Um, if you're going to have it at home, you shouldn't really have full lights on. Unfortunately, I do because of the camera. Um, I would much prefer to drink a beer like this in a darkened room, sitting on a leather Chesterfield, maybe with a cigar in my hand, contemplating life, chatting with long departed friends. There's quite a good carbonation there. Look at the lines. Very, very nice straight lines, which is cool. And again, if you look at the bottom there, definitely a kind of darky beer. It was interesting when I saw some of these beers in the box. I was sort of thinking, oh, um, you know, most of them are lagers, and I would agree, most of them are lagers. But this bad boy, DoppleBock, and there's a Schwarzbier, a dark beer, um, in there, which is going to be lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, dear viewer, this throat is giving me fear, giving me fear for the beer. And now we're getting towards the bottom. Things are getting even more kind of dark. We're getting a bit of astringency now. Um, let me consult. I've got the Untapped here. It doesn't really. No, it doesn't go into a huge amount of detail as to the hops or the malts. Indeed, I was trying to find out what the malts were just then, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of kind of maybe a little bit of Rauch malt in there. Not too much. It's not hugely smoky, um, but who knows? And there's definitely some dark stuff in there. Oh, it's getting to like chewy, caramelly, or fudge perhaps kind of thing going on, but the bitterness is still there. The astringency is still there too. Oh, really, really nice. I'm liking that. Oh, and it's finishing pretty bitter, bitter, bitter kind of dark fruits, bitter coffee. When you've had a coffee and it's been percolating or whatever a bit too long in the cafetiere. If you're lucky enough to have a proper coffee steamer, you probably won't know what I mean. But when you've left your coffee sitting on the grain for too long, that's what I was getting from right at the end. And as usual, look, we've got the angel share right at the bottom, and there's nothing in there. There's no floaty bits at all. So it's just purely this kind of style. Absolutely brilliant beer. I'm liking that. For one right near the beginning of the year, fantastic. There we go. Celebrator from Ayinger. Um, I always thought it was Ayinger Brown, but maybe that's their a special type of beer. And this is their DoppleBock, or Dunkel, as they've called it, Dunkel Starkbier. Maybe I'll look that up and see what that is. But that's a really good beer to start off the new year. I'm really, really enjoying that one. And look at that. I'm going to go and show you this again. Look at the foam, the way the head and the proteins and stuff have made that lovely, lovely paintbrush canvas, if you like, on the side of my glass. Wishing you well for the beginning of the year. This has been Unclejona. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll be back for another beer review coming up real soon.